Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this English presentation for North American time zones. Thanks very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. It's certainly my pleasure to have an opportunity to be communicating with you. My name is John. And what we're going to do over the next 30 minutes is we're going to walk through something that's been building an awful lot of momentum in the last weeks and months called CashFX Group. Now, if you were asked to have a look at this presentation by a friend of yours and you know nothing at all about Forex, I'm very excited for you because not only are you going to learn about what is one of the most exciting money markets to enter, you're also going to learn about a way to enter that market where you can have absolutely no background knowledge whatsoever and not only participate, but participate in a very exciting way and in a completely automated way. So let's dive right into it now. First thing I'd like to do is just take a few seconds and give you a crash course on Forex. So Forex, first of all, is an abbreviation for foreign exchange. The foreign exchange market is exactly what it sounds like. We're talking about the global currency markets. The Forex market is actually the most liquid and the largest financial market in the world, to the tune of over a $5 trillion trading day average. It's absolutely massive when you compare it to other markets like the cryptocurrency market, etc. It's also historically proven to be recession-proof. Now, depending on where your stance is on the economy and what's coming with the economy, that could potentially be very good news for you. What's interesting about this particular market being recession-proof is that while currencies in certain markets can go up or can go down, in Forex, there's always a counter currency. You're trading one currency versus another currency. And so as a result, we don't typically see the market go down as a whole. There's also a great deal of flexibility when it comes to risk management. That's very important when it comes to not only getting ahead, but staying ahead. And so there's a great deal of flexibility there. Also, you can leverage yourself in the Forex market. And this is a 5-day per week market. So you trade 5 days a week, not 7 days a week, weekends off. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the offering itself. CashFX Group, you take a look at the cityscape and the background of this image, and off to the right-hand side, those large towers that actually are overlooking in the distance the Panama Canal. This is Panama City, Panama. And this is a real economic hub, not only for North America, but South America as well. Obviously, it's a critical point being the crossing between the Pacific and the Atlantic side of the world. And so as such, has a great deal of banking. Canadian banks and American banks and South American banks and even some European banks are represented in Panama City. And that also is the headquarters for the CashFX Group, or CFX as we lovingly refer to it. So this really is a team of professionals, not only in the trading space and the financial market space, but also in business management. The founders of the company are serial entrepreneurs and have had a very high level of business experience and success over their years in business. And they've turned their focus in the last couple of years, and several years of planning before that, to the Forex market. So we have partners. In this case, our partners are regulated brokers with regulation authority requirements being met from around the world. And the focus of the company is simple. Doing it is not simple, but the mission itself is simple. And that is to bring the opportunity for Forex gains to individuals all around the world that would love to have an additional income source in their household, in their family, to benefit themselves and their loved ones, but without actually having to have all of the expertise that normally goes into successful trading in the Forex marketplace. How are they doing that? Well, with a focus on transparency. And for those of you who are members, of course, you saw recently in your web TV the release of the new transparency of the traded MT4. We're going to talk about that in just a few more seconds, but it's critically important for those of you who are brand new to this to have an opportunity, while you don't have to do this work for yourself, to be able to see behind the scenes at exactly what is being done and how you're benefiting. So let's talk a little bit about that trading success. First of all, it is the system with which it's being used that's creating some extraordinary results. I think what's appealing to so many of our members is that this was not something that was just hastily thrown together. In fact, quite the contrary, the trading technology was developed months and even more of a year before the product was available to a consumer market. And in fact, it's continually refined by technicians that are in-house technicians. So companies like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs operate on a very similar platform where they're using what we call algorithms for Forex, commonly referred to as EAs. EA is an abbreviation for expert advisor, but also AI technology, and then of course live professional traders. AI is making incredible strides forward as far as trading goes, and CashFX is certainly not ignoring AI, and AI for this company is being developed as we speak. So, Web TV is something that I mentioned just a moment ago, and this lends itself to the transparency that we were discussing earlier, where this is a marketing tool for all of our members for not only peace of mind when they get involved to monitor what's actually happening, but also for those of you who may, in your enthusiasm, choose to recommend this to those around you. Web TV is a tool where you can flip this open on your smartphone and show your friends when you're sitting down for coffee and for a meeting for lunch. So let's talk a little bit about the Academy. Now, at the very core, or the center of the CFX platform is, of course, the Academy. And like any projects that are being designed to last long term, those projects need to center around a product, a real product that's being purchased, and then sales from that real product have an impact on those that are making the recommendation and ultimately making the sale. And that's exactly the case here as well. So this Academy, I want you to think of it like an online university. Online universities are surging in popularity these days, and more of them are starting to populate. Well, the technology that's going into development of this university is no different than what you've seen probably some very high-end universities online. In this case, it is being broken up into 3 series, and those series are the Elemental series, the Supreme series, and the Advanced Professional series. And in each of these cases, you can start going through curriculum, stop it at any time. The curriculum remembers exactly where you are. You get little quizzes to make sure the information is hammered home as you start going through it. In fact, as you work into the Advanced Professional series, there's even an opportunity, if you choose, to coordinate and communicate directly with live professional traders to help you through that more advanced curriculum. And we'll talk about that in just another moment. So let's talk a little bit about the Elemental series. Elemental series actually begins with trade contract at $300. That's our lowest entry point into the platform, then $500, $1,000, and $2,000. So each one of these trade contracts, or these entry points, come with them a segment or a section, for lack of a better term, let's see, what's the best way of phrasing this for you? A certain curriculum. Curriculum is unlocked as you migrate through each of these trade contracts, starting with the Academy Pack 90. So the relationship of the online education to the trade contract is 30%. If you take a look at the $300 trade contract, for example, and it says Academy Pack 90, well, that's 30%. 90 is 30% of 300. So $90 is actually going towards your purchase or access of the Academy Pack, and therefore you'll find out in just a moment exactly where that $90 goes. If you started a $500 trade pack, 30% of that is $150. If you started at a contract for $1,000, $300 is 30%, and $600 for a $2,000 contract. You'll also see the balance remaining, $90 from $300 leaves a $210 balance. These are the amounts that are actually going to work for you in the trading space with each one of these trade contracts. And at the very bottom, it shows you leadership points. I'll tell you exactly what those leadership points are in just a moment. So when we move into the Supreme series, exactly the same. Each one of these opens another section or segment of the Academy or the online university. Academy Pack for 5K, for 10K, and for 20K. And then the Advanced Professional series that we talked about as well. Not only does that open more sections of the online university, but it also opens opportunities for you to work directly with live professionals. If you decide to move away, migrate from the automated trading, or you may choose to continue to take advantage of the automated trading and simply also dedicate some of your time to learn how to trade in your own right. So you'll have multiple opportunities or options when you get started with CFX. So let's talk a little bit about where these resources Now, bear capital is a term that we use. First of all, a bear capital is a play on terms as far as the money markets go. Bear and bull capital. A bear capital obviously is a weakening market, and bull capital is a strengthening market. As far as CFX goes, bear capital represents trading gains automatically that you get to benefit from. So every single CFX customer, regardless of how you choose to get involved, you have the opportunity to earn up to 2 times the value of any trade contract starting point. You saw trade contracts from $300 up to $100,000. Now, bull capital is capital referred to anybody that chooses to share or recommend the platform to others. And so from the rewards plan, you can earn up to an additional 2 times the value of that same trade contract for a potential total of up to 4 times. And then, of course, the leadership program points that were part of each of those trade contract details that you saw on the previous slides. We'll get into that in just a couple of minutes. So let's break this down for you. Remember, we're talking about a real product that's being sold when the product is recommended. In this case, a $2,000 contract, 30% of that for the Academy Pack would be $600. And this is how that $600 is being received. Half of it, $300, is going to whomever referred you to the platform. And the other half, $300, is going into what we call a unilevel bonus. So it's not just for the referrer to benefit from, but many people get to participate in that. So more like a team or family bonus. So let's talk for a moment just about trading, because many people that are getting involved in CFX are doing so as customers. So a customer is exactly what it sounds like. They're individuals that want to consume the trading product, but don't necessarily want to do any of the trading themselves, or certainly don't want to do any referring to anyone else. They simply want to be a consumer and benefit as such. So this is exactly how they can participate. We have a cap on our trading gains per week of 15%. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to hit 15% every week. What it means is if that we do hit 15%, anything over and above is deferred to other pay weeks. And there's a very good reason why this is done. In the world of trading, you often see shifts in market conditions, and they can bring radical swings in results. Well, most individuals that don't have a trading experience don't want to deal with the anxiety that necessarily comes from those wild swings in the market. So what CFX does is very smart, is they actually create a smaller channel for you to see results from. How do they do that? Well, they chop off the stronger trading days and supplement the weaker trading days. Does CFX lose money in the market sometimes? Do they have losing days? Of course they do. Every professional trader has losing days. Just fortunately for us, CFX has many times more winning days than losing days. And so there's many more opportunities for them to shave profits off those stronger days and supplement the weaker trading days. Now, all of this trading gain goes into what we just defined for you earlier, we call bear capital. Remember, bear capital is from trading gains, and you can earn 2 times the value of any contract that you choose to start with. So let's move on to what we call our bull capital. Fast start bonus, if you recall, was one part of the bull capital, and the unilevel was the other part. So let's dive into a little more detail here. Remember, what we're talking about is a real product sale, and 30% of the value of every trade contract is earmarked for that online university that we call the Academy. And 100% of that 30% you saw in the last example actually goes to the field. It goes to members making those recommendations. That's a very significant contribution by the company, by CFX Corporate. When you consider the tens of thousands of dollars that they're actually investing in building a university, and yet of the 30%, they're keeping none of that for themselves. All of it is going to you in a fast start bonus and in a unilevel bonus. What's really interesting about this platform, though, is that there's no monthly reoccurring cost to you, often referred to in the network marketing world as auto ship. That's when you automatically are repurchasing something over and over and over. It's often done with dietary supplements or weight loss products or other forms of nutrition, but it can also be done with telephone programs, and it's often done, believe it or not, with Forex platforms. Most of the Forex platforms available to you have $100 or $150 or $165 or even a $200 USD per month reoccurring cost. Now, the challenge with that is that if you are an individual that doesn't have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to get it dedicated to your own account, if you're spending $150 or $200 every month, there's a very realistic chance that you could actually be breaking even or even losing money every month. And of course, that's not why you go into business part-time from your computer, to lose money every month. So by taking away the monthly cost, it really takes the pressure off the member, and it ensures that your week in and week out is profitable, not at a break even, or even worse, not at a loss. But what's really neat about the platform is anyone that you recommend this to, when they choose to move up that contract ladder from 300 to 500 to 1,000 to 2,000 and beyond, every single time they move up a rung on the ladder, you earn again. You earn another fast start bonus if you're the sponsor, and that's more money that goes into the unilevel for the whole team to benefit from. Why is this so important? Because this design has created an opportunity for individuals to earn a recurring income off the same customer base without the customers having to pay an auto ship every month. It's very smart the way it's been engineered. Now remember, because this is friends sharing with friends, this falls under the bull category. So let's talk about the second half of the bull, and that is, of course, the unilevel. So the bull capital, remember, is from you sharing with others. So the unilevel is broken down into 10 different levels, and you can see them numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all stacked on top of each other. There's a yellow or gold color 10% below that. What does that mean? Well, remember in that 2K contract diagram, remember you sponsored someone or recommended someone who decided to get started with a $2,000 contract. Well, immediately, half of the academy value, which was 30%, so 15%, you earned a fast start bonus. If you remember, you earned a $300 fast start bonus, which is 15% of $2,000. The other 15%, or $300, then goes into this unilevel. And that $300 is broken up amongst each of these levels. If you total the math all together, levels 1, 2, 3, 4 at 10% each, levels 5 and 6 at 20% each, and 7, 8, 9, 10 each at 5%, that totals 100%. So you know now exactly how that $300 is broken down. One of the things that I know so many people are enthusiastic about is not only are the trading and the trade strategies and trade results transparent, but even the way the money moves through the system is completely transparent. You can track every dollar, where it's going and coming within the system. And in this case, that's how that $300 is broken down. So, for example, if I sponsored a friend of mine with the platform at the $2,000, which was the example you saw a moment ago, not only do I benefit from an immediate $300 fast start bonus, and not only will I earn again when they upgrade, well, also when they get involved, that person is on my level 1. I was the sponsor. They're on my level 1. So $300 in at 10%, 30% of $300, of course, and that is what I would also receive on my unilevel bonus. But others would benefit as well. Obviously, there are individuals above me in the hierarchy, and they also get to benefit when I shared this with a friend of mine. Now, what's really interesting about a unilevel is that the size of your level 1 is truly unlimited. There are individuals in the company that have shared this with 2 and 3 friends. There are individuals in the company that have shared this with 200 friends. All of them comprise your level 1. And when those people in their enthusiasm use the web TV or use some of the other marketing tools and share their results with their friends, and their friends get involved, well, that would make up your level 2. And that's how this business starts to grow. It grows very organically because A, consistently successful trade results create enthusiasm, and all of the marketing tools make the platform very easy to share. So as this starts to fill up, you'll notice there's icons above level 5, 7, 9, and 10, and then 11 to infinity has 2 icons above it. What do those mean? Well, very simply, these are ranks that can be reached. Remember the leadership points under each trade contract? Well, those leadership points play a key role in you unlocking more and more of this unilevel. And you'll notice the green line that says level 11 to infinity, you actually have an opportunity to earn to infinity. What does infinity mean? Well, as this continues to grow organically to level 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, Obviously, because level 10 is the end of your unilevel, that does not mean it's the end of organic growth. It can just continue and continue and continue. So as you get to level 20, 30, 50, and beyond in your organization, you actually have an opportunity to capture all of that. All right, now if you recall, this is the other half of the bear capital. So let's talk a little bit about a bonus that's a very unique bonus, maybe a bonus that you've never seen before, and it's called a forced matrix. It's this 3 by 10 after the forced matrix, and that's actually talking about the structure of the matrix. How is this funded? Remember we talked about transparency, where the money moves through the system as well. This is a rather fascinating bonus. First of all, because everybody has access to it. What I mean is truly everybody. As a customer, if you never recommended CFX to a single person, you still earn a position just by getting a trade contract inside the matrix. And if you happen to be part of a group, remember I mentioned someone a moment ago that has sponsored 200 friends. Well, if that was your sponsor, and he or she has sponsored a couple hundred friends, very simply in a forced matrix, some of those people have no choice but to be positioned actually inside your matrix. I'm going to show you right now how that works. But before I go and explain where this 20% fee is going, it's very important. First of all, when we talk about 20% fee, your first reaction would be, whoa, that's a significant fee. And I thought exactly the same thing when I first looked at it. And then when I realized that the company, the corporate side of the company, actually retains 0% of that 20%, that all of it is designed for us. It's all earmarked as bonuses for the members that are using the platform and are sharing the platform. Very, very interesting. So, for example, half of that 20% or 10% is going into the bonus we're going to talk about right now. But the balance is split up between some leadership rank bonuses that we'll talk about and some matching bonuses as well. So here's the graphic that's showing the 3 by 10 matrix. Now, one of the first things you'll notice is that 3 is the maximum number of people that can be in your level 1. So this is very different from the unilevel where you can have an unlimited number of people in your level 1. Here you're restricted to only 3. It actually builds out in multiples of 3. So 3 and then 9 is all that will fit in level 2. 27 is all that will fit in level 3. And this is why, if you're part of an active team, the odds are very good that you're going to end up someone sitting inside your matrix. And how does that benefit you? Well, if they happen to be one that chooses to share with others because they want to make bull capital in addition to bear capital, they're going to start to fill up their own matrix. And in the process, they're going to fill up a portion of your matrix. So imagine if everyone within that matrix, as it slowly starts to fill up over the days and the weeks and the months, are making withdrawals. When they make, let's use $1,000 withdrawal as an example. It's a nice round number. Well, on a $1,000 withdrawal, a 20% fee is $200. Remember, half of that is going to the matrix. That's $100 from that one person's withdrawal that's going into this matrix. Now, you remember how we broke up the 100% inside the unilevel. If you take a look at the green numbers on the right-hand side of the matrix and you total all of those, that also comprises or makes up 100%. So that $100 on the $1,000 withdrawal that's going to the matrix, you can see from the green numbers exactly where each dollar is going. So when you get into levels 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, take a look. Those are very significant contributions. For example, over time, friends share with friends, share with friends, share with friends. If you had a few dozen people on your level 7 and they eventually make a withdrawal, even if it was just once per month, every time they make that withdrawal, that's $30 for every person that's sitting on your level 7. So while this is not the immediate paying bonus that the fast start of the unilevel is, in the long run, for many of us, this will actually become the most significant part of our pay plan contribution. And what's really wonderful about it is it actually pays into the bear capital. Why? Well, first of all, because everybody can benefit, customers and builders alike, but because everybody withdraws, everybody should be allowed to benefit. And of course, this is going towards bear capital, which is, remember, earning up to 2 times the value of any trade contract from the automated side. So let's talk about a matching bonus for a second. You can actually get a 10% match of the matrix earnings of any number of people that you share this with. So for example, my friend that shared this with 200 people, over time, as their matrix starts to fill up and their earnings continue to grow larger and larger over time, my friend's going to get a 10% match of the matrix earnings of every single one of those people he personally sponsored. But even more powerful than that, I think, if you take a look at all the colored bars on the far right-hand side, you can see icons that are representing every trade contract from $300 all the way down to $30,000. Now, what's interesting is beside that it says level 1, 2, 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7, etc. Why is that important? Well, everybody inevitably is going to have some people inside their organization that is not a network marketing builder, but loves the idea of making some extra money from Forex. So we would call them a customer. They own a trade contract. You got paid a fast start bonus. You got paid a unilevel bonus. And eventually, they're going to reach their 2 times their trade contract. They're going to make their 200%. But in this case, with all of those colored bars, there's a real incentive for the customers in your business to upgrade their trade contract rather than rebuying at the same place. And that, of course, is that they can earn deeper into the matrix. But not only can they earn deeper into the matrix, of course, with a larger trade contract, they get bigger trading gains. So there's a mechanism in place even for your customers to not only continue to participate, but want to participate at a larger and larger and larger level. And of course, every time they participate at a larger level means what to you as the sponsor? It means larger fast start bonuses and larger unilevel contributions. So it is a really very well thought out system. Now, lastly, but certainly not least, of course, is the leadership program. We talked a little bit about those leadership points. The way leadership points accrue is very simple. You refer 1, 2, 3 friends or more. If you refer 3, and from those 3 individuals down, you see an accumulation of trade contracts being purchased. If you notice on the trade contract page, there was a relationship 1 point to $2. In other words, a $5,000 trade contract was worth 2,500 leadership points. So you can see how quickly it would take one to actually accumulate a total of 25,000 points and reach the rank of executive. Why is that important? 2 reasons. If you remember from the unilevel diagram, it opens 2 very significant levels of the unilevel, and they were both 20% payout levels. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20 opens up a lot of the unilevel for you to make money from. But in addition to that, there's also a prize called the leadership prize when you earn or hit the rank of executive. And we are hitting executives at a breakneck pace every day. They're just pouring in, which is a really wonderful thing to see. And the prize for executive is an iPad Air, which is one of those really cool little iPads that's got the flat little keyboard attached to it. You can carry around and use almost like a laptop. But if you already have an iPad, you can also take a BTC equivalent as well that will go straight to your BTC wallet. Now, what's great about hitting executive, well, it's a fairly straightforward, simple thing to do. If you take a look at manager, it's 2 executives. So 2 of the 3 people that you've referred, or anyone within those lineages, they each hit executive and you automatically become a manager. Now you've got a slightly higher point requirement, 75,000 points, and you hit the director exactly the same way, creating 2 managers. So creating a manager creates a fantastic prize, either his or her Datejust Rolex watch. This is a $10,000 Rolex watch that you'll also receive for hitting that rank. And when you hit director, a fantastic prize, which is a 5-star vacation. And that is a $15,000 vacation. Of course, there's also a BTC equivalent as well. And then, of course, when you roll into the President's Club, it's exactly the same process. Creating 3 directors from 3 lineages. Unfortunately, you have 3 lineages because you started 3 of them right when you hit executive at the very beginning of the process. Well, that actually opens up 3 very impressive prizes. And the first one is a Porsche sports car. The second one is a Ferrari sports car, and the third is a Lamborghini sports car. So depending, I suppose, on how much power you want, determines whether you want to hit president and then move on to ambassador or global ambassador. But fortunately, in each case, your income also continues to rise because your fuel consumption with each of those cars also going to continue to rise. There's also matching bonus as part of this leadership as well. So with that, I would like to wrap up. We always want to keep these short, but what I would encourage you to do is one thing only, and that is get back to the person that had you watching this presentation and let them know whether you're simply interested in earning automated gains in the Forex using CFX technology, or as you start becoming familiar with the platform, if you would also be interested in using our marketing tools to share with others and also take advantage of the bull capital and double your gains. Let them know simply if you want to be a customer or if you'd also like to build. That would be a big help to them, and it would make streamlining you moving forward much, much easier. So with that, I wish you all a very good weekend. Have a wonderful rest or work, whatever it is you're doing. Thanks very much for taking the time to be here, and we'll speak to you soon.